It's alive, and it's coming to us in just 6 short months in spring of 2025. It's the Suikoden 1 and 2 Remaster project, and Konami has finally told us when it is releasing. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Titanium Legman, and welcome back to the channel. Hello everyone, if you enjoy what I do, including my coverage of news surrounding JRPGs, strategy RPGs, the gaming sphere in general, stuff like this Suikoden 1 and 2 Remaster project, then a like on this video, a subscription to the channel, and consideration of checking out my memberships and my Patreon would be very much appreciated. Thank you so much. So yes, as of the most recent partner direct from Nintendo, we finally have a concrete release date for Suikoden 1 and 2 Remastered, March 6th, 2025. It will be coming to all platforms, PlayStation Series, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam, and it is just so good to finally get this news. I was legitimately worried that something had happened with the project and that it was dead. We haven't heard about this game since it got delayed out of 2023 last August, a year ago, and now finally we have a concrete release. Not only do we have a release, however, we actually have a bunch of new information about new features that are being added to the game. The fact that there's going to be a physical release that we can pre-order, there's pre-order bonuses, new art, new sound effects, graphics, like all the things that you would expect, but while keeping the core of the game intact. We're going to talk about all of that right now. According to Konami, when March 6th rolls around and you can play the game on literally whatever console or platform you currently use, if it's in any way modern or even previous generation, you can expect a number of nice new features. First of all, if you've pre-ordered the game, you get a Prosperity Orb, a Fortune Orb, and oddly, I don't know what the significance of this number is, but 57,300 Pach, which is the game's currency. The Prosperity Orb and Fortune Orb are very nice ways to grind. They can be a little annoying to get at the beginning of the game, so it's nice if you want to pre-order and just get them right off the bat. You can do very easy grinding early in the game, so that's a nice little bonus for those of us who want to pre-order. As I said, there will be physical versions of the game. We don't have any news about if that's going to be a simultaneously released with the digital version situation. A lot of times with these more niche games, when they have a physical release, it comes much later. So we're going to have to see how that shakes out as we get more details about it. I'll keep you guys informed, but it's good to know that it exists. As we've been seeing from all the various trailers and news briefs that have been coming out since this was first announced in 2022, there's been a ton of overhauls to the graphics of the game. Pixel sprites have been revamped. Environmental art has been enhanced, all sorts of new effects, like you can see in the trailers here as I'm playing them. New shadow effects, lighting, cloud motion, all sorts of nice stuff like that. Movement of leaves and insects. It looks like it's really sprucing up the game environment, not just by increasing the graphical fidelity, but by adding more life to the environments that you're going to be running through, which I personally think is very nice. And of course, it is important to keep in mind that it has been stated that you can switch back to the original graphics if you so choose. So if you just want the pure original experience, no updates, no modifications, as far as we know, that is still a feature that is being included in the game. So purists, you've got yours as well. Apparently also scenes and combat effects have been updated, adjusted to make them more lively and suit an HD format better. We have less information about how exactly that's playing out, but, you know, it's good to know that they're keeping that type of thing in mind. The switch to HD can actually throw off art direction and scene setting and all those types of things in older games, so it's good to keep that in mind. We also have noticed this in the previous trailers, but Junko Kawano, who designed the characters for the original version of Suikoden all the way back in '95, was actually recommissioned to redraw all of the character portraits, but only for the first game. I don't know why. I don't know if Konami just ran out of money or if they were just happy with the portraits of Suikoden 2. I guess they kind of wanted to get the original character sprites and character art updated to be more in line with the rest of the series. But yes, all of the art for all of the character portraits and art in the original Suikoden, so just the first one, have been updated to, I guess, more match the style. And they do look really good. I've been very fond of all of the character portraits that we've seen throughout the trailers thus far. You can see them again playing here. Something that I'm the most excited about, though, is a lot of sound design has apparently been done, with a lot of environmental sounds being added to the game, kind of like the visual effects that we touched on previously that were not there before. So Konami points out the sound of running water in the river, wind sound, the chirping of insect, running footstep noises. All of these things have been added, and I can only imagine a whole lot more as well. My hope is that we will have some nice variety in different environments, like the sound of running on grass versus running on stone in a castle should obviously be very different, alongside like the crackling of torches and the echoiness of a cave, all that type of stuff. It'll be really nice to have those little added effects to immerse you in the world more as you travel through both games. All of the sound effects in combat have also been now brought up to HD. This is in addition to the impact of the 3D effects, realistic sound, trying to make things more dynamic, according to Konami. This can always be a little touch or go. The sound design is so important to at least my enjoyment of games. I know the enjoyment of a lot of others as well. So I'm hoping that they've done this well. For everything we've heard in the trailers, like weapon hits, casting sound effects, even menu sounds do sound pretty much the same, just upscaled, at least to my ear. So fingers crossed that that is still in line with everything that we would know for those of us who played the original release of these games. Finally, there's been a lot of quality of life changes as well, which I'm very happy to see. Sometimes these games can run a little slow, and, you know, while you're maybe used to it if you've played them previously, like myself and a lot of old fans, if maybe you're a new fan, someone who wants to get into the series for the first time, then it can maybe feel a little clunky to work through compared to other more modern games, right? So to address that, we've got new features like a dialogue log, so you can actually go back and look at things that characters have said. You know, if you accidentally brush a button or you forget that a character said a particular thing because you got distracted because your cat jumped in your lap or something like that, you'll be able to look back and see what was already said. There's also an auto battle feature, which is very nice. It's something that I've enjoyed in other more modern RPG releases. You know, if you're just running around and like you still want to be able to enjoy the visual spectacle of your random encounters, but the majority of the time you're just going to be spamming basic attacks or maybe even like union attacks. If you can program the auto battle, that'd be great. But you're going to be doing the same thing essentially in every fight. You're just trying to grind. You can just turn auto battle on. That's very nice. You can also double or even quadruple the speed of battle. So again, if you're trying to grind or you're just trying to run through a dungeon, maybe you're backtracking through somewhere to find a character or something along those lines, you'll be able to do that much more quickly as well. I'm really happy to see what are, you know, relatively minor, but still very much needed and appreciated quality of life changes that, again, are pretty unobtrusive. Like, I would imagine if you, again, just want to play essentially the exact base game, but with more upscaled graphics, you don't have to touch any of these things. They're just there for people who want them. I see no reason to have any issue with it. I think it's great. So yeah, overall, I'm so happy that we finally have news of these remasters finally coming to us. The fact that it's coming to all platforms is great. Only 6 months away, considering it was supposed to come out in 2023. Saying only kind of feels a little weird, but hey, I'd rather that they have more time to polish, add features, do updates, check bugs. I'm totally cool with all of that. And with the features and changes that they've added, it does seem like it's going to be a very pleasant experience. So, I implore you, the Suikoden games, especially 1 and 2, is the ones that I've played, are one of, if not my favorite RPG series of all time, like traditional style JRPGs. I love Final Fantasy. I've loved what I've played of Dragon Quest, other style of games like that. But Suikoden has a place in my heart that goes all the way back to my childhood, watching my dad play it and then playing it for myself. It's so unique with all of your character recruitment, like my castle system, the war battles, the way runes function, its world. It just has a soul that is unmatched, in my opinion, by any other JRPG series I've ever played. So check these out. You have literally no excuse of like platforms, whatever. It's everywhere. Enjoy. I'm sure that you'll have a good time with it if you are at all interested in this genre of game. With that said, though, I'm going to wrap this one up here. Nice short one today. I wanted to cover this as soon as possible. Next up, we have some other news to cover about some other big game releases and new feature announcements, but we'll save that for the next video. My name has been Tom, otherwise known as Titanium Legman. I do hope that you all have a good night. Stay safe and healthy out there. And remember, be good to each other. Bye now, y'all.